Hello, my name is Shamara, and today I'll be introducing active versus passive social media use, which increases anxiety more. First, I'll be introducing the introduction. The use of social media is ingrained in the daily lives of the majority of young adults. Adolescent use of social media platforms has increased in the recent decade. Along with this increase in the usage of social media by young adults, many of them are likewise experiencing various levels of anxiety. As found by the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the most frequent mental disease in the United States, impacting around 18.1% of the population each year. In our study, our hypothesis was active social media usage would result in higher levels of anxiety in individuals.
Hi, my name is Geeta and I'm doing the methods and part of the results section. So we had total of 87 Westfield State University students in our study, ranging in age from 18 to 23 years old. There were a total of 27 questions in our survey. We used the Hamilton Anxiety Survey to measure anxiety. This also allowed us to determine their level of anxiety on a scale of 0 to 4, 0 being not present and 4 being severe. Along with this, we created a 14-point system survey questions, which helped us determine whether the students were passive or active social media users. Each question of the survey was scored on a scale of 0 to 4, 0 being never and 4 being always. We had one question which was concerning for both active and passive social media use. So they had the option of saying either yes or no or sometimes. If they said yes, we give 2 points for being a active social media users, and if they said no, we gave them 2 points for being a passive social media users, and if they said sometimes, we give them 1 point to each of the passive and active social media users. We got our final results using the correlation method on DAS, and it compared the score of active and passive social media users and the level of anxiety.
In our results, our first graph shows the correlation between the active social media use and anxiety scores. We found that active social media correlated positively with anxiety. We had the active scores on the y-axis, and we had the HAM-A anxiety scores on the x-axis. Like in our first graph, our second graph shows a positive correlation with passive social media use.
Hi, my name is Madison and I will be discussing our discussion section. Our current study used similar method procedures to previous studies, such as a questionnaire, along with using a scale that measured levels and feelings of depression and anxiety. Our study produced results that were different from that of previous studies, however. Previous studies by Escobar Vieira found that passive social media use was positively correlated with feelings of depression, while active correlated negatively with these depressive feelings. Since the study by Escobar Vieira focused on adults that were 18 to 49 years of age, different patterns of anxiety social media usage between adolescents and adults could have influenced results. Unlike the previous study, our study found that both active and passive social media usage positively correlated with levels of anxiety. Based on our findings, our hypothesis wasn't fully supported since we hypothesized that active social media usage would result in higher levels of anxiety rather than passive. From our study, we can see that social media used either passively or actively has the potential to cause anxiety in young adults. The results of our study could help with the understanding of if active or passive social media use influences higher levels of anxiety, along with bringing more awareness of the issue. This can also help in educating young adults about their social media use and how it may affect their anxiety levels. For future studies, the usage of more participants of a larger range of ages is recommended. Along with this, it's recommended that the usage of a longer, more detailed questionnaire is used to evaluate active or passive social media use more accurately. Lastly, participants in future studies should be asked to try to spend a week without using any social media platforms unless necessary to see if that has any correlation to their anxiety. Since the usage of social media has become more widespread and a key feature of many young adults' lives, it is vital to know how this affects their anxiety. Knowing this information can educate young adults on how detrimental social media can be to one's well-being if used too much, and can help them realize when they should take a break from it.